Just a quick thing before I start, both this episode and the next one are going to be 2 episodes in one, as I start to prepare for Realgam Tower. Okay, welcome back. Last time we finished off the Shadow Pokemon Lab, defeating Ain and catching a Shadow Raikou. We also caught a Shadow Vibrava from someone. And then we picked up a Data ROM that we handed over to Net, which is why we are back here in the Under. What do these people have to say? Is that right? You got 3 of them UFO operating discs? Makes me wonder how many there are in all. There's 5. There's up, down, left, right, and forward as far as I'm aware. No need for the diagonals, but otherwise. And now, let's see what these people have to say. Okay, that guy just wants a Venus to come back. Has this guy's dialogue changed? No, doesn't look like it. Okay, that's kind of funny. Your Honor, he's really rushing around. Okay, so, basically the plan for today's episode should be, key term, should be, to go to Realgam Tower and continue with the story. However, I've been feeling like the levels have been really starting to catch up with me, and as a result, I'm actually going to put off going to Realgam Tower for a little bit. So I'm actually going to spend today's episode and maybe the next one. I don't know how long it'll take, but I'm going to just kind of go and do some of the other things that I can do in the game, because Realgam Tower is the final dungeon of the main game. It honestly feels a bit weird calling it a dungeon, but you kind of get what I mean. Basically, when I beat the boss at Realgam Tower, the credits roll, basically. So I am effectively at the end of the game. And obviously, I'm closing in on where the credits roll in a Pokemon game, and I have one Pokemon that's level 40, which is, kind of bad. And from my recollection of this game, I'm pretty sure that these bosses are, I'm pretty sure they're, into the level 50s and stuff. Have you heard? The organization's supposed to be making this amazing Colosseum. They want to bring in the world's richest people and hold battles with the Shadow Pokemon. I've heard that the Colosseum's on top of a tower. I wonder if there's any truth in that. Has it finally been completed? Cypher's Realgam Tower? There are rumors going around that they're planning to raise money for their world takeover plan at the tower. I went up top for the first time in too long. I saw something I saw something that was really amazing. Over in the distance there is a new tower. I stared at it for an hour. Oh, okay, sorry, bad rhyme. If I'm not mistaken, there's a Colosseum at the very top. So, spoiler alert, that's where we need to go. However, if I recall correctly, I have to fight all of the admins again, and they're high level 40s. I'm pretty sure they're all high level 40s into the level 50s. Then, and the final boss hits level 60, I think. This is most vexing. The Under time hasn't come on the air at all. Personally, I don't miss it, but our guests demand it. Okay, so here's the plan. If I spot a spy, what I'll do is clear the area, then shout really loudly to startle them. While they're startled, you jump and subdue them. How's that for a plan? Huh? What do you two want? The spy's been caught already? Don't lie to me. My partner's the brains of us two. His plans always work. Things will work out this time too. No, because your plan's already failed, buddy. It's the hero. It's the kid's great hero. Please transform for me and then fly away. It's I'm not a Super Sentai or a Transformer or anything. I can't do that, buddy. Okay, so what had the EXP share? Octillery did. Fantastic. So I am going to fight Gurks again, because this guy, I don't know if I can fight him on the regular, but this guy gives decent experience from what I remember. What are you saying? You defeated Master Rhine? You won't get away with it. Okay, so, what do you have this time, Gurks? Because the first time you had a Wailord, a Feebas, and a Magikarp. 2 Wailords, and they are level 51! Okay. That's not great for me, but hey, I think I'll manage. Okay, so Meganium should at least be able to, soak a mountain of experience out of this fight. Quick Claw pops. Thunderbolt does a nice amount of damage. Honestly, considering the sheer amount of HP that Wailord has, I'm kind of surprised that we actually did that much. However, I don't appreciate an Earthquake from a Wailord that's 12 levels higher than my Ampharos. However, it is kind of impressive to me that Ampharos, you know, took the hit. And now Razor Leaf probably finishes off this one. Not quite, okay. Yeah, Meganium definitely needs something. And I am actually going to switch Ampharos out, because this thing's going for whatchamacallit. It's going for Dive, so Umbreon will be able to take the hit, then I'll be able to hit both of them with Razor Leaf, unless the other one goes for Dive as well. Or that kind of like popping up. And like one goes down as the other comes up. Okay, there's Earthquake coming out again. Honestly, it's a bit... honestly, it's kind of wild to me how many trainers in this game seem to just have TM moves on their Pokemon. Like, that's kind of wild to me, because you never really see that in the main series. And Dive does... it does a decent amount, but not too much. Razor Leaf will now knock out one of the Wailords, and now I'll hopefully be able to take out the other next turn. Big crit, very good. Hopefully this Wailord, hopefully the other one doesn't go for Dive again, because realistically, it'll just be wasting my time. And how much EXP do I get? 375, 1500 onto Meganium? That's kind of huge. That's actually massive. That's great. Okay, yeah, it's going for Dive again, okay. Fortunately, this shouldn't be too bad. Umbreon might actually not take the hit, so I will switch out to Octillery, because Octillery will resist the hit, and then I should be good to go. Watch as I have now extended this fight by another 3 turns, because Razor Leaf won't kill. Hopefully this Wailord either gets critted, or just doesn't go for Dive next time, but honestly, who knows? Anything could happen. Okay, there is Razor Leaf. Knocks out the Wailord. Fantastic. And Meganium gets another mountain of experience, which is very good for me. Another 1400. Fantastic. Basically, before I go in, I want to go and at least try to get more levels onto people. Well, because, yeah, I need to train up a bit. By now, Master Ein, Lady Venus, and everyone else should already be settled in at the tower. Hold it there. Don't even think about going over there if you know what's good for you. I mean, I do know what's good for me in the case of this game. It is fighting all the bosses again. Because they'll, you know, give decent experience, because they are bosses. Did you hear? The enemy's gone and taken down even Master Ein. Were Cypher's admins all really that weak? Or is the enemy trainer too strong? Which could it be? I mean, realistically, I am very underleveled. Like, I'm very underleveled, I think, so realistically, they are just catching the hands from, I guess, superior tactics. And also the ability to just double into things, because I'm not someone who is above just double targeting into something. Like, I know, would there be people in the Pokemon world who, if you had a double battle and you had both your Pokemon focused down one thing, would there be people in the Pokemon world who would complain about it? Of course there would be. There always will be in basically anything. You know, you would have Pokemon trainer scrub quotes. It'd be great. Okay, so now we can leave the Under. I will be coming back a couple of times, but still. We finally finished work on that gigantic tower, but whew, did it take a long time to build or what? I don't know when was the last time I went back home. You go on up there and see it for yourselves. It's clean and shiny. It's what I call gorgeous. I mean, I will. Like, we'll see it on the map here, but I am not going to be heading on over to Realgam Tower yet. Today, we are actually heading over to Phenac City, because there's something that I probably should have done way back at the start of the game, but to be totally honest, I did kind of intentionally save it. Oh, right, okay. Miracle Seed can go back on Meganium, and Octillery can get the EXP share back. I feel like Octillery has kind of had... I feel like Octillery's had the EXP share for most of the game. But that is totally fair, because I never went in this building earlier. This is the pre-gym. This is technically the only gym in the Ore region. Hi, welcome to the pre-gym. This is a place for trainers and Pokemon not only sharpen their skills, strength and spirit, their skills and strength, but also their body and spirit. Also, I should have came in here earlier because there is an upgrade to the PDA you get here. Now pay attention, one does not become a good trainer simply by battling without strategy. A good trainer always thinks about the Pokemon that are in battle. Oh, you must be a trainer too. Are you listening in on my class? Since you're here, I have something you might like. May I see your PDA, please? Okay, so basically, this is just the Pokedex. The strategy memo. Basically, it's basically your Pokedex. It's like, okay, you've seen this Pokemon, cool, here's what type it is. So if I open it up, we now have the strategy memo, and the emulator has partially broken that, okay. But yeah, it just tells you kind of what their abilities are. It's basically just your Pokedex. Okay, so now if we go on over here, we can talk to Justy, who is the guy we need to talk to. Hello, I'm Justy. I'm in charge of running the pre-gym. Judging by your appearance, I'd say that you're traveling the two of you. Well, what do you think? Since you're already here, do you feel like having a battle? Okay, then let me introduce you to the trainers of the pre-gym. When you're ready to go, just go to the battle area and stand on the left-hand side. Okay, so here's the thing. You're supposed to do these fights like right at the start of the game. Go for it, I'll be right here cheering. Looks like you're ready, let's get this started. In all, you'll be facing 4 trainers. They're a handful, I can vouch for that. And now, this is where your opponent enters. Okay, so here's the thing. Yes, this is going to be 4 back-to-back battles, but I can stop in between them, if I need to. Do you feel like taking on some grass-type Pokemon? Then I'm the one you want. So this is Cool Trainer Botan. Well, Botan, because he uses grass Pokemon, so it's Botan, like botany. That's a nice little joke. I'll give credit where it's due. That's a pretty solid little joke from him. And basically, I can just use this to whittle away that last bit of the meter for Sneasel to get purification. I know I have 2 time flutes. You know what? They're low enough level. I want to see if Icy Wind will actually one-shot something. It won't. I guarantee it won't. Like, Hop-Up has decent... Wow, it nearly did. Hop-Up has decent enough special defense that I can probably take it. Never mind, it was quad effective, sad. Never mind. But yeah, so pretty much, you can do these fights like right at the start of the game when you get to Phenac City. And to be honest, there is a solid argument for doing it then. However, I've saved them for now, mostly because there is a special reward at the end that I want now. How do you like that? You're more than enough strong. I'd hope so, because, you know, we should have done this fight like 13 episodes ago. I'm going to toughen up some more. I hope you keep working too. I mean, buddy, you have Hop-Up and Sunkern. Like, easiest fight in my life. So what's your plan? Do you keep chugging on with your battle challenge? Yes. Okay, I gotcha. Let's get the next battle started. Okay, so this is another cool trainer. I think they're called cool trainers. This was before they were called ace trainers. Leave water type battling to me. I'll teach you just how strong water types can be. So this is Cool Trainer Liquid, because liquid, water. And she has a Marill and a Surskit. Once again, absolute non-factor Pokemon that I don't need to worry about in the slightest. Now, the real question is this meter even going down? It must be. And I can just Psybeam that. I will probably one-shot both of these. There goes the Marill, fantastic. Also, credit to recoil damage for being the only damage I'm likely to take here, because Octillery will probably one-shot Surskit. Surskit is unfortunately... Wow, Surskit actually took the hit? That's honestly impressive. This is going to do no damage. That did 2 damage. Huge 2 damage. And... okay, that hit both of my Pokemon for a combined 3 damage. So, I'm just gonna go for Icy Wind to finish this fight off, because realistically, why not? Even if it's resisted, it's still gonna do enough, because that Surskit probably had literally 1 HP left. So yeah, I probably should have done these fights ages ago, but I'm doing them now just to kind of get the last bit of purification for Sneasel, and because there's something after the 4th fight that I want to get. My goal is to become the ultimate water-type battler. Back to more training for me. I mean, you have so many people ahead of you. You have Misty, you have Wallace, you have Juan, and you have Crasher Wake, you have Marlon, you have Seabold, all those guys. Is it you? Did you want to battle me? You don't look like a trainer. Well, it doesn't matter. You can learn how a proper trainer battles from me. This is Rich Boy Dugo. Okay, he's going to have either ground or rock types. He has ground types. Okay, this is a non-issue once again. So, Swine Up and Trapinch. Honestly, the most worrying thing this kid can do, the most worrying and damaging thing he can do is click Dig and waste some of my time. Now that I've said that, he's going to click Dig and waste some of my time. I just get that feeling. And there is a nice chunk of damage, and that'll actually hit neutral on Swine Up, but it's not like that's going to make any difference. Okay, completely unnecessary crit, because, well, I targeted Bubble Beam into it anyway. Bubble Beam was going to knock this thing out anyway, regardless. So, there goes the Swine Up. And also, I can't help but notice, we've fought 3 people, and one was grass, one was water, but there wasn't a fire one. So, I'm just going to go ahead and assume that the next... I'm going to assume that the 4th and final trainer must be the fire one. But realistically, what would they have? They might have... They could have Vulpix, they could have Numel, they could have Slugma, maybe? They might have a Houndour if they're very lucky. They would. Anyway, we'll see. We'll see in about 20 seconds anyway. The way you battle is, interesting. You might say it's unique, or maybe it's just chaotic. Well, I'll wish you the best of luck. Okay, Dugo, later. Okay, so with that, he heads back on down. And now we get our final fight here. Because, well, realistically, I don't see myself getting swept by this last trainer. Okay, so, what is your deal? Your challenge is accepted. I do hope you're ready. So this is Lady Gwyn. Okay. Geodude and Rhyhorn. Okay. I expected fire, to be honest. Also, if they had been a fire-type trainer, that was a Dark Souls joke just, like, baked in there. Like, if they were a fire-type trainer, I would have had a Dark Souls joke just, like, cooked up, ready to go. Because, okay, I'll be totally honest, I haven't played Dark Souls. I've heard that they're great, they've just never really interested me. But, like, I know that Gwyn, Lord of Cinder, is a thing. And, no, anyway. They barely survived the icy wind. Bubble Beam annihilates this Rhyhorn. I do feel kind of bad for that. And honestly, that Rhyhorn actually gave decent EXP. I know that that's to a Pokemon that has... Like, I know that that's to a Pokemon that has the EXP share on, but still, I will happily take that. Okay, so that is all 4 of these trainers defeated. I've taken a grand total of maybe, like, 10 damage total. And I think 6 of it was to recoil damage. So, yeah, I don't think I need to worry. And also, that's battle number 4 done. My battling style must have been too sophisticated for you. You lost in 2 turns to a Sneasel using Icy Wind in Gen 3. Like, nah, you're just free. Whoa, that was inspiring. You showed me a great battle. It deserves a gift. I want you to have this. Okay, so we got a white herb. Huh? What was that? You already have 6 Pokemon? Well, that just speeds things up, alright? Do you feel like battling me? No. Oh, okay. Well, if you get in the mood for it, be sure to visit. I'll always be waiting for you. So, here's the thing. I do want to go and battle him, but I do want to go and heal up first, because I do want to be at full health for this. Even though I know Justy's team isn't particularly amazing, I want to be prepared for it. This is a training center. It has a variety of terrain, so any kind of Pokemon can train where they're most comfortable. That's it! Yes! Splash! Way to go! Please help that Magikarp. Excellent! Don't forget that timing. That's going to make us surefire winners. Okay, so this guy has an Aron. Can't get Aron in this game. Well, you can, but you have to trade for it in post-game. Hey, Dugo, what's going on? Hey, where did Dig to? Where'd my Sandslash go? Come on, boy. Come on out, please. I'm sure that Sandslash will come up eventually. And this lady has an Oddish. Oh, no, not like that. Like this. Try again. Hey, leave that Oddish alone. Oddish is trying its best. And honestly, sometimes that's all you need. Oddish is good. I love Oddish. 10 out of 10. When I eventually redo Gen 1 and Gen 2, well, when I eventually do Gen 1 again, I really do hope that I manage to get Oddish again. Because I'm pretty sure I had Oddish in my initial playthrough of Fire Red that I did on the channel. And at some point I need to redo that because just like many of my old series, it was like borderline, like, whatchamacallit, like inaudible. It was like inaudibly quiet, so I have to redo it at some point. It's on the list. I didn't want to do it straight away because I knew I was going to be doing Pokemon Colosseum at some point this year. So once this project ends, at some point, maybe this year, there'll be Pokemon Fire Red or Leaf Green. I haven't decided which. I did Fire Red last time, so I might do Leaf Green. I don't know, haven't decided yet. I'll figure it out. And I am going to fight Justy with this team. Oh, hello. I guess you got your 6th Pokemon for your party. Well then, would you like to battle against me? Okay, gotcha. This is making me feel sort of giddy. When you're ready to go, just go to the battle arena in the middle, stand on the left-hand side, same as usual. So, if you try to fight Justy, when he first asks you, you will probably just lose. Okay, let's get this battle underway. Show me a great battle. Because, even though he has, like, the basic gym, well, basic trainer music, he has a team of level 40s. So he has Cacnea, Sunflora, Azumarill, Sandshrew, Gligar, and Nosepass, I think. Pretty much, he uses a combination of the... Oh, that's not great for me. Okay, Octillery is just going to switch out instantly to Espeon. Yeah, it never actually clicked with me until right now. He uses a combination of all the types that you've fought up until this point in the pre-gym. So, grass, ground, rock, and water. Okay, Icy Wind. Probably, honestly, Shadow Rush was still the better play here, I think. Shadow Rush was definitely the better play because realistically, yeah, Sneasel isn't exactly powerful. Okay, there's a Sandstorm that only serves to benefit the Cacnea. Well, it only serves to benefit the Cacnea and his later ground types, but I'm okay with that. Because realistically, I know it only lasts 5 turns, and I can probably just power through it. Also, that Sunflora doesn't get any real boost out of it, unlike if it had gone for Sunny Day and it had Chlorophyll, because Chlorophyll would have doubled its speed. Shadow Rush hits for a nice chunk of damage, and Psybeam will finish off this Sunflora, which is very handy and helpful for me, because there that goes, and now I can switch Octillery back in. I can now afford to switch Octillery back in, and once that Cacnea goes down, there's nothing that any of his Pokemon can really do to stop me. So in comes Sandshrew. I know I've said it a few times, but I really like Sandshrew. Sandshrew is such a cool Pokemon. Okay, so Cacnea goes for a double team. I think I said an episode or 2 ago that, like, people in this game don't really use double team or minimize strategies, and here I am, immediately proving myself wrong, as he is using a team that is basically a Sandstorm team, and he'll have, like, Sand Veil and everything, and he's going for double team. And it had never actually clicked with me before. Right now, that this guy basically uses a Sandstorm team this guy basically uses a Sandstorm team that also has a Sunflora and an Azumarill on it. Okay, in comes the Gligar. Gligar is weak to It's weak to water, but it's also quad weak to ice. So I'm going to go for the Aurora Beam instead. Basically, I'm going to go for Icy Wind and Aurora Beam. And then I should be good to go after I beat Justy here. And after I beat Justy here, I should be good to go. Oh, and Purify Sneasel. So this should be totally okay. Icy Wind, that was quad effective. Like, okay, I promise I'm going to stop. I promise I'm going to stop harping on about how bad Sneasel's special attack stat is. This is a Pokemon I chose to use. This was my choice. It was a choice I actively made. I have no right to complain about it. In hindsight, maybe Gligar would have been the play because I could have, taught that Earthquake. But at the same time, I wouldn't have had access to Earthquake until after the time when it would have been super useful. Anyway, you know what? That's fine. Hindsight is 20/20, you know? Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna focus down the Azumarill. I'm gonna focus down the Azumarill because realistically, the Sandshrew is a non-factor. It's not an issue for me. So I'm gonna go for Shadow Rush and Psybeam, I guess. And we probably won't knock out Azumarill in one turn because it is a very bulky Pokemon. Okay, I say it's a very bulky Pokemon. It is probably the bulkiest Pokemon he has, but that's also because I haven't, switched out to Ampharos. There is a world where I just switch out to Ampharos and immediately go, okay, Thunderbolt, and just one-shot it. Also, yeah, I said no one in this game really goes for minimize or double team strats, and this guy has immediately just decided, I'm gonna ruin this man's entire career. And he has a super potion, okay. I think that's the first time we've seen someone actually heal a Pokemon in battle. I think that's the first time we've seen an opponent use a healing item in battle in this game. Which is, honestly, a little bit strange. Okay. Oh no. It begins. It begins. The Sandstorm's back up. Sandveil is in effect. But at the same time, I don't think I really need to worry about it. I don't really need to worry about it, because I'm going to get rid of the Azumarill this turn. And even if I want, and even if I don't, I know it's eventually going to drop to the Sandstorm. And eventually the Sandstorm will just go away, so... Okay, you know what? Maybe I should have taught anything. It's a undodgeable attack. Maybe that would have been the play. But you know what? Most of the options I had wouldn't have been perfect. Well, wouldn't have been great. Is what I would be saying without would also be a giant lie, because Umbreon wanted to learn Feint Attack. However, I chose Bite over Feint Attack for the potential flinch. Yeah, I chose Bite over Feint Attack for the potential to get a flinch, and I stand by that. Okay, there goes the Sandshrew, so that's one problem dealt with. Completely unnecessary crit. And now he'll send in Nosepass, which is his final Pokemon. And I think we're good to go, because realistically, Nosepass is not going to do a whole lot. And Light Screen is just going to be a minor annoyance. This man has... Wait, this guy has Light Screen on... He has Light Screen Azumarill. Interesting. Honestly, Justy's team could be a kind of interesting one to do a playthrough with. I might do that at some point. Okay, so now... I guess I'll just go for Icy Wind and Bubble Beam. I'll go for Icy Wind. Wait, it actually hit. It actually hit the Azumarill. And it did nothing, but honestly it'll probably get dropped by the Sandstorm damage this turn, so that's fine. Also, I say that, but that could be a complete lie, because I don't actually know if the Sandstorm... Wait, did the Sandstorm subside? I wasn't paying attention. Okay, Return will do a nice chunk of damage. Honestly. Okay, so that tells me one of two things. Either that is just a really comedically weak... Either that is a comedically weak Azumarill, or, equally likely, That isn't huge power. That is more than likely not a huge power Azumarill. Because a huge power Azumarill would probably always get the kill there. Okay, so now I just Shadow Rush and Bubble Beam, and as long as one of these hits, I probably finish this fight. Okay, now that's just cruel and unusual. And Sneasel wipes itself out with recoil damage. Okay. Who was closest to leveling up? Espeon. Also, Espeon is just generally super good to have. Like, I'm never going to complain about getting more EXP onto Espeon, to be totally honest. Bubble Beam blasts Nose Pass for probably the 1 HP it had left. And there we go. So that is the pre-gym complete. And also, Octillery did not go up to level 38, but it's pretty close. What? Also, technically, this guy is the only gym leader in Ore. Wow, that was one challenging and satisfying battle. Look at this, my palms are drenched with sweat. There's no shame in this loss. I'm one lucky guy for being able to being a part of this spectacular battle. I'm glad that I got the opportunity to battle with you. I want you to have this. Consider it a memento of our battle. And now we get TM27, which is Return. And that is actually rather important, because that's what because honestly, that's the main reason I came here for it. Like, I came here for that sole purpose, to get that TM. It just took a little while. So I'm now going to head on over to Agate Village and purify Sneasel. And to be totally honest, this episode has already gone half an hour. This has taken about 15-20 minutes more than I thought it would, because I guess in general this game is slower than I think it is. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna heal, and then we're gonna purify Sneasel, and I guess I'll end off the episode after that. Okay, so let's quickly head on over, heal. No, we just healed. What am I talking about? Okay, back to the Relic Forest for what will probably be the last time. Because, well, I now have a full team of purified Pokemon, so, yeah, my party is ready to go. They are ready to rock. A Pokemon may open the door to its heart. Okay, so now Sneasel is purified. Okay, so, let's see here. What does Sneasel regain from being purified? Regained Feint Attack, got 9,000 experience, so it went up 1 level. So hey, I now have a level 44 Sneasel. Is it close to level 45 at least? It's close enough. Either way, it's still the highest level on the team by quite a margin, and I can now teach it Return. Unfortunately, I can't teach it Earthquake. That would make things a lot easier. However, I can give it Return, which, I hope it has, you know, decent... I hope it is decently friendly now. But I'm going to get rid of Fury Swipes. I'm going to get rid of Fury Swipes, mostly because Return is just more guaranteed damage. As opposed to having to roll for potentially, you know, for potentially 2 hits, potentially 5 hits. And also, it's just better accuracy. And who knows, just being able to whittle things down with its weak stabs could come in handy. So I'm going to go and save the game, and then end off today's episode here. Yep, so today we actually didn't make any progress. I just went and did the pre-gym, basically. But hey, with that, I am now ready to go and do a couple of other things, because I'm still nowhere near ready for Realgam Tower. But I'm going to end off today's episode here. As always, feel free to leave a comment or click any of the buttons down below if you feel so inclined, and I will hopefully see you all next time for more Pokemon Colosseum. Okay, thanks for watching. Later. Okay, welcome back. Last time I decided that I wasn't quite ready to go to Realgam Tower yet, so instead I decided to pretty much start going back and doing things that I hadn't already done. So in the last episode I did the entire pre-gym in Phenac City, and today I'm actually going to return to Phenac City and finish off the last few things we have to do there. And by that, I mean I'm going to go and do the Colosseum challenges. So, yeah, hopefully we can get through this without too much hassle. To be totally honest, the Phenac Colosseum it's the first one, so I imagine it's probably rather simple. And also, in previous episode, I also purified my Sneasel. So Sneasel is now ready to be, you know, just throwing hands with things. And because its only real attacking move is return, I might as well give it the Silk Scarf for now. And while I'm here, I'll give the EXP share to Espeon. No, I'll keep the EXP share on Octillery, I think. And I'll put Meganium at the front. Okay, let's go with these two. Hello, welcome to Phenac City. Would you like to enter the knockout challenge? Yes. Also, the reason I was gonna do this last time, but you need to have but you can't enter this challenge without, you need to have all purified Pokemon. Otherwise you can't enter. Rui will be like, hey, are you sure it's a good idea to enter with a Shadow Pokemon? And the game just won't let you. Okay, so who is our first opponent here? Our first opponent is Flitz. Okay, what kind of Pokemon do you have, buddy? Rich boy Flitz would like to battle. He sends out an Azurill and a Sentret. I wasn't expecting anything amazing, but I was expecting just, I don't know, something that could maybe, like, I was expecting something that could at least pretend to put up a fight, you know? Also, I feel a bit weird for saying this. I don't think I'd realized that the screen turns, like, blue and green when I use grass and water moves. Like, I'm sure that that's, I don't know, I'm sure that's something that I've noticed and just, and I'm sure that's something that I must have noticed and just never really, like, had it click. But I don't know, it was just, in that one moment, that just clicked. And I suddenly feel really weird and stupid about that. Anyway, by the end of this first knockout challenge, Octillery will probably be a decent way through level 38. Okay, so that was Flitz and his 2 Pokemon defeated. Will opponent number 2 have 3 Pokemon? I don't know, let's find out. I will say, Phenac Stadium does look kind of cool. I like the kind of big water sphere thing they have. Okay, so Greb. What is up with people's names in this game? Okay, Roller Boy Greb is our next opponent, and he has a Tentacool and a Doduo. I mean, it's still not amazing, but considering we just fought an Azurill and a Sentret, that is a massive improvement. Okay, so I'm going to do Razor Leaf and Psybeam. I'm going to double in. I'm going to double into the Tentacool, mostly just because, honestly, it's the one that'll be harder to bring down. So Razor Leaf will do not very much because Tentacool is very specially defensive. Like, I think that really tells the story of how kind of different their defenses are. The fact that it was neutral on Tentacool and did that much, but Doduo, just absolutely, but Doduo resisted it and it did that much. And I can probably just Aurora Beam and finish it off with Body Slam. And, okay, that actually did damage. That actually did, like, a not negligible amount of damage. But Body Slam lands, takes out Tentacool, and then whatchamacallit, Aurora Beam will more than likely finish off this Doduo. Octillery wants to learn Focus Energy. I'm going to hard pass on that one, I think. But that is Aurora Beam, blasts the Doduo into next week, and we are good to go. Okay, so that is opponent number 2 defeated. And who are we going to be fighting in the semi-finals? Because, well, obviously this is, I guess this would be a round of 16, like a 16-person bracket. Because if we win in 16, 8, 4, 2, no, what? 8, down to 4. Oh, I've somehow lost myself on this. Either way, you win 4 times and you win. So yeah, 4 goes down to 8, down to 4, down to 2, down to 1. Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing today. I think I don't know what's happened today, but I think I may have lost, like, the capability to think or do basic maths. I don't know what has occurred today. Like, it's not even, it's not even that late in the day. I'm recording this episode at, well, I started recording about 6 minutes ago. It is 22 minutes past 9 in the evening, I should note, not in the morning. Actually, I should probably note, the Shadow Pokemon Lab, like, I think this is the 4th episode I've recorded today. Yeah, like, I did the entire Shadow Pokemon Lab today. And, well, this fight is over. And, yeah, pretty much, pretty much this is actually going really well. And there goes that Psyduck. I always feel so bad for hurting Psyduck. And Octillery, actually, yeah, it's going to be most of the way through level 38 by the time this first challenge ends. Okay. And now we move on to the finals. Which is no doubt... Wait. The final is going to have, like, weirdly out-of-place boss music. Like, they're going to get the same theme that the Cypher admins do, and he's going to throw out, like, a Zigzagoon. No, because... no, I'm not tense at all, because this is going to be a non-issue. Okay, he has Mudkip and Zubat. I mean, credit to him. If these were Swampert, if this was a Swampert and a Crobat, then I might be a little concerned. But they aren't evolved at all. It's a Mudkip and a Zubat. Like, buddy, this fight is over. Oh, no, wait, he does have a third Pokemon. Maybe he'll surprise me. Honestly, that did nothing. That did nowhere near as much as I would have expected. I know Meganium is definitely more of a defensive Pokemon. Leech Life is a non-issue here, because Leech Life, this is still Gen 3. This is before Gen 7, when it got its massive buff. You know, when Leech Life went from a perpetual bottom-of-the-barrel move to, oh wow, this is actually, like, usable. And Octillery gains... Honestly, Octillery barely even gained experience from that either. Okay, Mudkip goes for Surf. And that does 8 damage and 8 damage. Okay, so I did a total of 16. I will just, you know, I'll just keep going for. I will keep going for Razor Leaf and just chip away at it, and then I'll just have Octillery do the main bulk of the damage. Because Octillery is realistically the star of the show here right now. Although, to be totally honest, I think if I'd led with Espeon and Ampharos, I feel like this fight would be over already. And by that I mean, Meganium is kind of letting the side down when it comes to damage, but Meganium isn't that kind of Pokemon. Meganium is there to be a support, it's there to be a defensive option. Like Meganium isn't exactly going to be hitting things particularly hard. I mean, obviously there are ways to, you know, make it do a fair bit of damage, but it's never going to be the most offensive of options. Okay, with that, we defeat Cool Trainer Rune, and that is our first win in the Phenac Colosseum Challenge in the books. Congratulations, you're the champion. Your battles were fantastic. Your victory means you win 5,912 Pokédollars in cash, and a TM for Rain Dance. And... well, I'm actually going to go right back in. I'm planning on hopefully, key term, hopefully, getting all 4 of these done in this one episode. Because, to be totally honest, I maybe should have moved my party around. Okay. Okay, Lang, let's see what you have, buddy. Okay. He has not amazing mustache, and he is right back to his default standing pose. I mean, credit to him on that. He's really determined to have that standing pose. Okay, so Meganium and Octillery are in here. Octillery will definitely hit level 39. It'll definitely hit 39, might hit 40 by the end of this. And I Probably shouldn't have gone for Bubble Beam on the Wingull, but realistically it's not going to make any difference. Then again, you know, by the time these Pokemon are level 40, at this level, this should be a Pelipper and a Wigglytuff that I'm fighting. Or at least a Jigglypuff. But that's not really going to make much difference. Bubble Beam will finish off Wingull, and we won't get the level up, but we'll get a decent little bit of EXP, I would like to imagine. We get 136 and 409. Okay, I feel pretty confident in saying that by the time I finish this challenge, like by the time I finish this section of the Colosseum challenge, like when I finish Colosseum challenge in its entirety, number 2, I imagine I'll probably have hit level 40 with Octillery. I'd like to believe I would hit level 40 with Octillery at least. Or maybe it should at least be close, you know? And even after this, there is still the Pyrite Colosseum, and there is still the Under Colosseum, which I do actually want to do those as well. But I feel like if I do all of... And I feel like it's one of those things where I need to do all of these things, but if I don't do all of... I mean, it's one of those things where if I do all of these things, I feel like I'll end up over-leveled. But if I don't, I'll feel like I'm too under-leveled. So I will figure it out. Okay, opponent 2, Bilal. Athlete Bilal, sorry. Okay, what do you have, buddy? You have Snorunt and Taillow. Okay, you know, nothing wrong with Snorunt and Taillow. Two very respectable Hoenn Pokemon. I would say two very respectable early game Hoenn Pokemon. That would be a lie, because you got Snorunt. You get Snorunt in Shul Cave, just north of Mossdeep City. But Taillow you can get very early. That was a crit and it didn't even do over half. So I'm okay with that. Bang! Body Slam does nowhere near as much as I would like. Aurora Beam will blast for Taillow, and this fight is basically over. I don't need to worry about Ice Fang, but actually at this level the Snorunt might actually have Ice Beam. It probably won't use it. It just goes full, yeah, okay. Honestly, I feel like this Colosseum challenge is meant to be one that like eases you in, because like they aren't going for any moves that would be particularly dangerous. For example, that Taillow should have at least had Wing Attack, but it just went for Peck. I don't know, I feel like these are maybe limited to some of the early game stuff, but that's a bit weird because we've seen trainers, just normal trainers, just throwing out TM moves like they're nothing. Like we fought Gurks in the last episode, and he had his 2 Wailords, one of them had Earthquake. Which means, you know, some of these people are just having TMs available to them. Which is honestly a which is honestly a really refreshing change of pace. Okay, Oris, what do you have? Fun old lady Oris. Is her name meant to be Doris or what? Okay, so she has Horsey and Snubble. Honestly, if these were fully evolved, this could be a threat. Because that would be, what, Granbull and Kingsray? That could be huge. Like, that would be 2 Gen 2 powerhouses. Because Kingsray is really good, and to be totally honest, Granbull was a Pokemon that I never really thought about all that much. And then I actually used it when I last did Soul Silver, and it was great. Like, it died in the end. Spoiler alert, it didn't actually make it to the end of my Nuzlocke, but it was pretty good. Okay, Bubble Beam will probably finish off this Snubble, and I may have drastically overestimated how much EXP I was going to get in this. Like, I feel like I've drastically overestimated the amount of experience I was going to gain from this. But hey, Octillery will be maybe halfway through level 39. Old people these days, there's no respect for their elders. It's like, no, this was a respectful competition. Okay, the final. Okay, opponent Boone. I'm not letting a shitty character like you win. I mean, it's meant to be a competition. It's not... There's no letting people win here. Like, if we did, that would be called match fixing. Or, collusion, and that's not allowed. Fortunately, I already know the result here, and it's I win, because I have a full party of 6, and you have 3 Pokemon. So I'm just going to Aurora Beam, and Gonna go for Razor Leaf. Razor Leaf will do probably a fair bit to the Love Disc. It'll do very little to the Hoot Hoot. Partially because Hoot Hoot resists it, and also because it has really good special defense. Unfortunately for her, Love Disc just doesn't. Love Disc is kinda garbage. It is one of the most useless Pokemon of all time, unfortunately. Aurora Beam does a nice chunk, but doesn't quite finish off the Hoot Hoot. But it just goes for tackle, so that's no real issue. And that does so little damage, it's basically a non-factor. So now we go for Razor Leaf, and actually, I'll Bubble Beam into the slot where the Love Disc is. Because now whatever comes out will just catch the Bubble Beam and might go down in one. Because that'll now I'll just take the Bubble Beam whatever comes in. Because the Love Disc is getting dropped by Razor Leaf. Okay, there goes that. Honestly, if that had critted, Hoot Hoot was down as well, that could have been great. 724, that's a nice chunk of EXP. A Trico! Okay. Hang on. The last person in the previous one had a Mudkip. So, my main guess here is when I get to the end of the next one, they're going to have 2 Pokemon and a Torchic. Because why wouldn't they? They've shown me the other 2 Hoenn starters, so I see no reason why there wouldn't be a whatchamacallit, a Torchic in the next one. Okay, so there goes Hoot Hoot, and Octillery gets 379, and Aurora Beam should just finish off the Trico. Okay, so that is Trico down, and with that, we win our second Colosseum challenge in the Phenac Colosseum. However, the question now becomes, what do I win? Because obviously I'm going to get more money, which is always good, and I will also get another TM. Okay, 8,000, and we get TM11, which is Sunny Day. Okay, I'm actually going to switch Meganium out, I think. I'm going to switch Meganium out, and I'll put Espeon out front. However, Octillery is starting to kind of get ahead of the others a little bit, so I'm going to put the EXP share on to Espeon, and hopefully we should be good to go. I mean, realistically, these are my 2 biggest, these are my 2 biggest powerhouses in terms of their special attack. Can I just confirm that? 113.99. Okay. Okay, Ampharos beats out Octillery by 1. But still. Although Octillery is a higher level, isn't it? Octillery... No, they're both level 39, okay. Maybe Oh, Ampharos probably has more special attack EVs. That's probably why. Okay, so, Battle 1. Okay, Rima, what do you have? What are you going to send at me for this battle? Here comes some Dark types, because I'm using Espeon. No, it's a Remoraid and a Skitty. That is not an issue at all. That is, in fact, very easy for me to deal with. I've also just had it click in my mind. All of Octillery's moves, like every move that my Octillery has 65 base power. Because Octazooka is 65, Bubble Beam is 65, Psybeam, which is on both of my Pokemon, and I just blasted Remoraid with a crit. I feel kind of bad. And okay, by the end of this challenge, Espeon will definitely be level 38, but might hit 39. I don't know. Maybe we'll see. I don't know. Maybe we'll see one Pokemon come out here that could be a threat to me. I'm not going to count on it, but I would like to believe, because realistically, we are just blasting our way through all of these Pokemon without any real struggle. We are just blasting our way through these Pokemon with no pushback. I think we've taken just 2 total hits. We are not taking much damage here. Okay, fun old man Val, what do you have? He has a Spheal and a Machop. Okay, you know what? That's the most respectable team so far. Potential Machamp and Walrein, that is a solid late game team. If I was playing Gen 3, or honestly any other Pokemon game for that matter, I don't think I would mind having a Machamp and a Walrein on my team near the end. Okay, that was maybe a bit of a questionable move in hindsight. I probably could have just doubled it with a Machop, or doubled it with a Sphere. Either way, that does one shot from Machop, so I am good to go regardless. Okay, so 500. Okay, 500 is pretty okay. I don't know what level Espeon gets Psychic in this game though. Fortunately, Psybeam does enough. Like, Psybeam is good enough. Return will finish this off regardless. Like, going for Return was totally unnecessary. That was overkill. And no. Oh, that was. I feel awful about that. That Sphere looked so sad. That's awful. I hate that. I hate how it looked so sad. Okay, semi-final versus Emier. What do you have? I mean, aside from one of the best battle themes in the game going for you. Wooper and Sandshrew. Okay, this would have been a great time for me to be using the Meganium. But on the plus side, it's not going to make any real difference. I'm just going to Psybeam for Wooper and Bubble Beam for Sandshrew, and then we should be good to go. Because realistically, these are not particularly powerful Pokemon, they aren't particularly bulky Pokemon. So, Psybeam, bang, one shot for Wooper. I always feel bad, I love Wooper. Wooper is so cute. So is Quagsire, so is Clodsire. And, I mean, also, Paldean Wooper is also very cute. In general, they're just very cute Pokemon. Sandshrew is also very cute. Love Sandshrew, love Sandslash. I honestly really hope I get to use a Sandslash in a playthrough at some point. Although that also kind of throws me I know, that kind of throws me into a bit of an issue for when I want to redo Gen 1. Or at least Fire Red, Leaf Green. Because I want to use an Oddish, but that's only in Fire Red. And Sandshrew is only in Leaf Green. So I don't know. Okay, so this is Teacher Hoolan. Hoolan? Anyway, they have Clampo, and there it is, there's Torchic. So now the real question is, I know there's a fourth challenge. Are they going to have all three Hoolan starters, or what? Okay, so, Octillery and Espeon are just going to go Psybeam, Bubble Beam, and Psybeam. Honestly, the Clamperl might take one. Barely, but it did indeed take one, and now Bubble Beam will just blast the Torchic. That's gone. So, there goes Torchic. No, that also looked so sad. Octillery might hit level 40 here, and they have a Mareep. Okay, so that's potential, what, Blaziken, Huntail, or Gorbis, and that's a really solid potential team later. So that was... Oh, okay, it went for Clamp. So that's either Huntail or Gorbis, Blaziken, Huntail or Gorbis, Blaziken, and Ampharos. That's insanely good. That's a great Fire, Electric, Water team. To be totally honest, Gorbis is a Pokemon that I never really cared for. And then when I played Platinum, I did a randomized playthrough of Platinum a couple of years ago, and I caught a Gorbis that had Speed Boost. It became ridiculous. It tragically didn't make it to the end. I don't remember when it died. I think it was in the Massacre of the Sunny Shore Gym. Like, the Sunny Shore Gym in that episode was... It was brutal. It was brutal, it was a war of attrition, but I did take the win on that day in the end. And I did manage to play through at the end of that without losing, which was very welcome. But also, I had to make some strange plays. Okay, so now we win some more money, and we get TM19, which I believe is Giga Drain. I don't think any of my Pokemon can learn that, though. But hey, that is actually an attacking move, so that's a new one. Oh, I could teach it to Meganium! That could actually come in kind of handy. I'll keep a hold of it. But also, at the same time, this is, unfortunately, the Gen 3 version. So, I should note, the Gen 3 version of Giga Drain is not quite as good. And this is for one very, very simple and very important reason. it only has 5 PP, and it's only 60 base power. In Gen 4, this gets buffed to be, I think it's 10 PP for the same power, and then in Gen 5, I think they boosted it up to like 75 base power. So that is a huge improvement over time. Okay, Guy Hall is our first opponent here, and he has a Goldeen and a Wurmple. Okay? We are in the final challenge here, and this man is sending out a Wurmple. I mean, if nothing else, I respect the determination, but get this Wurmple out of here. Also, yes, I did just click Bubble Beam into the Goldeen. I probably shouldn't, but whatever. Okay, I feel bad. I feel like that Wurmple was kind of just like struggling to stay on its feet for longer than it took its health bar to drop. Okay, Peck will do like 5 damage. Okay, it did 12. It did 12 damage. 12 whole damage. I'm very impressed. And that did about half. And now Psybeam will comfortably finish it off. So that is blasted that. Goldeen goes down. 3 battles to go, and then we're done with Phenac City. Because this is the last thing we need to do in Phenac City. Like, once we win this challenge, I think we're done here, like, for good. I don't think there's anything left here, even in the post-game afterwards, so yeah, this is going to be the last time we're in Phenac City, I think. Okay, Bryn. Okay, here I come. Don't be startled by my power. Okay, are you going to give me an actual challenge? Probably not. You have a... Okay, a Bagon and a Swablu? That isn't even bad. Like, potential Altaria and Salamence? That is pretty solid, not gonna lie. Okay, so I am going to Psybeam with a Bagon and Aurora Beam with a Swablu. And hopefully this will just one-shot both. It probably won't one-shot either. Never mind, there goes the Bagon. And I always feel bad about fighting Bagon, because I know, Bagon is such an interesting Pokemon to me, but I feel really bad for it reading its Pokedex entries. I feel bad reading its Pokedex entries where it's like, it just throws itself off mountains, and just kind of like developed its, like, it really wants to fly, so it just kind of throws itself off mountains, and that's why it has like a really solid part of its head. And then, you know, it becomes shell gone and gets kind of like enclosed in. But then it finally reaches its... But then it literally completes the dragon's dream and becomes a Salamence. And I think that's great. Honestly, I kind of love the little story that Bagon's evolutionary line tells. Okay, so that was a very simple second battle into the semi-finals. This stadium, it's worthy of an elite like me. Okay, talk. Let's see what you have. You have a Barboach and a Seedot. Truly elite Pokemon right here. Like, potential Whiscash, potential Shiftry, pretty solid. But Barboach and Seedot would not be my first 2 choices for Pokemon that I would describe as elite. You know? Let's Aurora Beam Seedot. Honestly, the most threatening thing he could do here is, like, I don't know, maybe click Bide. The most threatening thing he could do here is probably click Bide, and I don't think that's going to make any difference, because realistically, he isn't surviving 2 full turns. Because Aurora Beam is just going to one-shot it, probably. Bang! And that's that fight over. An elite trainer indeed. Did not even get to move. Okay, so what's up next? Why? How could I lose to someone like you? Buddy, I have evolved Pokemon. I've trained my Pokemon. Okay, Phenac Stadium. Challenge number 4. The final battle. Okay, it looks like we're fighting another teacher. Okay. So what's the lesson about today? Is it losing? Teacher Glace? Glice? Okay, whatever. However it's meant to be pronounced. And you have the team of Staryu and Leddybear. Well, I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't that. Either way, this fight is going to be very, very short. By that I mean I'm just going to Psybeam into a Staryu and Aurora Beam into Ladybird. I might not one-shot either of them, but it will be very close. Okay, that's nearly a one-shot. Staryu goes for Tackle. That's going to do next to nothing. Does a grand total of 6 damage. Aurora Beam will hit Ladybird pretty hard, but it might survive because it has good special defense. Ladybird and Ledian have really good special defense, but a crit comes through and takes out Ladybird. Honestly, I do wish Ladybird was better just in general. I know that there are ROM hacks where it's pretty solid, but in general, it's just not good. And her last Pokemon is a Pichu. Well, now I just feel bad, because I'm just beating up a Pichu. Okay, Psybeam just blasts this Pichu into next week. And there that goes. It looks so sad, but so happy. Okay, whatever. And now, the Staryu gets to go for Bubble Beam. It'll hit for, like, I don't know, 20 damage. Hit for 15 damage, okay. And now, we just, you know, retaliate with a Psybeam. Honestly, if I'd known it was going to go for a Bubble Beam, I would have hit it back with a Bubble Beam of my own. But whatever. With that, that is Phenac Stadium complete. Just in its entirety. I don't think we can enter another challenge here, because we've now won all of them. So, that is all those done in about half an hour, let's just say. Congratulations! And now we get 9,000 Pokédollars and TM22, which is Solar Beam. Actually, what happens if I talk to him again? What happens? Oh. We've already done all those. I imagine it just loops back to the first one. Anyway, I'm going to go and save. I'm going to go, save the game, and end off today's episode here, because to be totally honest, I don't actually know what I'm going to go do next. I have a few ideas, but I know that I'm still not ready for Realgam Tower. Like, I know that I'm still not ready for the tower, and there's a couple of more things I want to do. I think I'll probably go back to Pyrite Town and go back up the building, because I know that there's a secret hidden fight in there. So I might do that next time. Okay, so I am going to save, and we can actually wave goodbye to Phenac City in the very near future. Okay, so with that, we are done for today's episode. I'm going to end off today's episode here. As always, feel free to leave a comment or click any of the buttons down below if you feel so inclined, and I will hopefully see you all next time for more Pokemon Colosseum. Okay, thanks for watching. Later.